It is clear that the handshake team must neutralize Deputy President William Ruto and his massive support in the Rift Valley. And there are a lot of things that President Uhuru Kenyatta's inner circle have done, which clearly tells us that this is the strategy in the Rift Valley. For instance, the decision to work very closely with Gideon Moi. And by the way, that decision was taken long before the handshake. Indeed, that decision was taken before the 2017 elections. Now, the handshake insiders are not naive. They're not political rookies. And they understand very well that there's no way Gideon Moi can muster the support of the entire Rift Valley. And so, now there's emerging evidence that is very clear to me that the other more potent strategy that the handshake team is using is to divide communities within the Kalenjin larger community. Now on your screens right now, you should be able to see a breakdown of the population numbers of the different sub-tribes within the Kalenjin community. The Kipsigis are of course the most populous, and by the way, the Deputy President William Ruto is a Kipsigis, and so is former Bomet Governor Isaac Ruto. Retired President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi and his son Gideon Moi hail from the Tugen sub-tribe. Now, looking at the numbers, it may not be so easy to convince the Kipsigis, because it is clear that DP William Ruto has got that his community in the bag. And now he seems to have support from another man who has got massive grassroots support amongst the Kipsigis, former Bomet Governor Isaac Ruto. And so the obvious strategy is to rope in the Nandi community. And this is where Jackson Mandago comes in. And now it should be clear to you why Jackson Mandago going forward is going to be a very important voice in the Rift Valley. It should also be clear why we are hearing people from the Rift Valley say that for the first time the Kalenjin vote is going to be divided. Now there's another very important reason why somebody would want to rope in the Nandi. The Nandi are not only the most influential community amongst the Kalenjin, but they're also the most violent. In the 2007 clashes, they're the ones who caused the most damage. Therefore, roping in the Nandi is like removing the sting from the bee. I think you get exactly what I'm talking about. The very famous legendary leader of the Kalenjin, Koitalel Arap Samoei, was a Nandi. It is within the culture of this community to train young boys when they're being circumcised in war tactics. In fact, the Nandi have got a way of communicating just by making noises. So that if you're even very far away, a mile or so away, and you hear somebody making some certain noises, you understand exactly what they're telling you. And they've not spoken a word. They've just said something like, "Ee-yai," something like that. They've just screamed in the air in a certain way. In other words, believe it or not, the Nandi community are able to communicate over a very large area, and they don't need a mobile phone to do that. That's the truth. Now you can understand, no matter what you hear in meetings going forward, no matter what you hear Jackson Mandago saying in public, the truth is Jackson Mandago must be and will be in the handshake team, right in the middle of the Rift Valley. And to further convince you, remember that Bwana Mandago, like all the other governors serving a second term, need a job after 2022. And that job can't be in the county. It has to be at the national level. Now, Mandago has expressed interest in running for the presidency. That may be beyond reach now, but you can be sure that Mandago wants to play a very prominent level in the next government, the government that will be formed after 2022. But even more interesting is that Mandago can actually play both sides. He has that luxury because he's emerging as the leader, the king of the Nandi community. And he'll always be more powerful by not making it clear which side he's going to. Yeah. For example, if he wants something from the handshake side, you can be sure that the threat will be, well, if you guys can't deliver, I can talk to the other side. In other words, it needs to be clear to all Kenyans that apart from DP William Ruto, the other very powerful individual within the Rift Valley is the Western Gishu governor, Jackson Mandago. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.